Very good morning to one and all. So earlier class we started with Perl concept. In that we discussed in first class we discussed about what is meant by Perl, how the Perl is executed, and how to create a Perl programs. All those things will be discussed in the previous session. After that, we started to create another concept which relate to your Perl, like what are the comments that you are able to create in your Perl programming, what are the white spaces are applicable, how the white spaces are applicable in Perl, what are the purpose of using single and double quotes, what are the uses of using strict and warning statements in your Perl programming. Along with that, we start with how to use a print and say statement. So with the help of print and say statement, we need to print some content which related to the Perl along with some variable. So after that, we started another one which is called as STDIN. Here the STDIN is nothing but STDIN is nothing but, so you can read the value input from the key standard console. So for that we have the syntax called as my along with some variable name which equal to this standard function. If you mention this one, they will ask for input entered by the user. So although we will discuss all those things in the previous session only. So now in this session we started with the another concept which is very much useful while writing your Perl programming. So here in this class we started with one more important concept which is called as escaping character. So you know the thing about the escape sequence character. So here by using the slash we can escape some text in your string. So you have so many different symbols that are available in order to escaping the characters. For that reason, so here the syntax for using this escaping sequence will be just use / characters. Whatever the content you are you want to escape from your code, just use a slash symbol before writing the code. So this is a sample code which we have written in your example here. So check this. This was the shebang, which is starting line of our code. So I can I use a variable name itself will be the result, $of result, which is equal to, I pass one string. In that string, I use slash before the double quotes and the slash after the double quotes at before end of this string. So these double quotes will represent. What are the purpose of using double quotes? You already discussed. So with the help of these double quotes, you may print the string along with value. So here I just want to print the string here. So this string contains this is number. So the number should be highlighted with double quotes. In order to get these double quotes, if you are not using this slash before this double quotes, it will treat as end of your string. So for that reason, we need the escape sequence characters. For this reason, so here, whatever the content you written, whatever the symbol that you are highlighting before your text here, just place slash symbol before your symbol, / character before your symbol. So here, just I want to print my output as like this. This is with double quotes. I just make it as number. So if you are not using escape sequences, this will not get. So for this reason, we are using escape sequence characters. So those things will be discussing in this class along with some example here. So see, let us check how the code is useful to execute escape sequence characters will be. So I will show with some example here. So this is the escape sequence characters which contains so many different symbols. Not only slash, you may use a capital U and small I. So those things will be discussed in this complete example. So how the escape sequence character is useful in order to write your programs while writing your Perl programs. So, for escaping any character or any symbol in your content, just use the / symbol here, right? So better try to remember that point here. So in this example, I place so many number of print statements along with some escape sequence characters, how these characters will be executed. So with the help of this example, you may clearly understand what is the purpose of using these escape sequence characters here. So the name of this program itself will be the escape sequence.pl. Try to execute this code and now try to understand what is happening if I am using the escape sequence before your string. So now for executing the code, you may choose either Padre and Padre IDEO or Strawberry Perl. So I choose Strawberry Perl software here. In start menu itself only, you are getting Perl command line. So after getting this one, just choose this Perl command line prompt here. So after getting this Perl command line prompt, so the screen will look like it here. So choose the folder path here. So just already I specify the path here, C:/user YSK desktop, so on, so all those things. So in that folder, my programs are existing. The file name itself will be the escape sequence.pl. Try to execute this code with the help of this command Perl space escape sequence.pl. So this is the output what we are obtained. So now let us discuss with this example. So how this escape sequence character is executed. So let me explain this example before going to execute this one. So you know, first three statement, what is the purpose of using this shebang along with some strict and warnings. Those things will be discussed in the previous session, just in the next previous class today. So whenever you are use strict before declaring your variable, you must include a keyword which is called as my keyword. So in that I use double quotes or single quotes for printing the content related which are existing in this line. So here I am using the double quotes. So here I just use black slash symbol here, which means the escape sequence characters. If you are not using this one, you may get error. Why? Because this ampersand symbol which represents one kind of variable in Perl. So for that reason, in order to print the content look like this, you must and should add escape sequence character before your @ symbol. So the output of this code is, so now let's check here, the output of this code will look like, see, I share the screen, 1 second. So see here, xyz@gmail.com. Why I am getting @ symbol here is, here I am using in your program, I am using, one second, I will share this screen. In this program, I am using xyz/. Here this slash represents escape sequence. Whenever you are adding this escape sequences, the next character is to be escaped and printed as it is. That's why the output will be getting xyz@gmail.com. So this is the variable declaration. In that variable declaration itself only, I make use of escape sequence symbol. With this escape sequence symbol, I can print the content which respect to xyz@gmail.com. So this is how to print your @ symbol in your string. So if you are not including this @ symbol, it will not get the proper, it will get the error, because the @ symbol will treat it as another variable in Perl programming. That is the reason why you choose escape sequence character in your string. So now let us check the another code. So no / needed as interpolation does not works in single quotes. So this is applicable only when double quotes are used. If you are using the single quotes, no need to mention any escape sequence characters. So manaki already we discuss about the concept called as single quotes and double quotes in Perl chepinappudu clear ga we will mention single quotes will retain string along with the value, so it can treat as value కింద ట్రీట్ చేస్తూ ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి మీకు ఎర్రర్ వచ్చింది. Whereas in the case of single quotes, the same content will be displayed as it is. That's why the reason of getting the output in the second line itself will be xyz@gmail.com. That is the main difference between using double quotes and single quotes. If you are using the double quotes, you can use the escape sequence character / here. So now comes to next line of code in your program. So which is, see, check here, dollar of my name, which is equal to Negan, my of dollar of message equal to I am Negan. So I choose two different variable names. I assign some particular string to the particular value. See, so for that, just I want to print this one. So I just want to print this one, escaping the first $sign, but not escaping the second here. C means here just I want to print dollar of name is equal to, it contains value. Why? Because if you are using double quotes here for escape, if you are not using this escape, so the color will change. See, check here. Why? Because these two will consider as a variable value. So the value will be negon. So the output will be displayed like negon colon negon. Just I want to clearly mention dollar of name is equal to negon. For that reason, I just add slash backslash before your escape sequencing character. So I just want to print the content like this dollar of name. If I delete this one, the variable automatically treats its value like it prints negon colon negon. So the reason is dollar of in double quotes. If you write this dollar of name, it automatically retrieves the value of variable name. The variable name itself will be negon. So for that reason, so in double quotes, I am using simply slash negon. So the output will be dollar of name is equal to negon. In the second case, dollar of message is equal to I am negon. So let us check with this code once again. So I try to show the output here. So you see here in the third line, dollar of name equal to negon, dollar of message equal to I am negon. Why I am getting this one in double quotes? In order to print this variable, which is treated as a variable in Perl, in order to escaping as a not a variable, just add backslash before your variable name. So here, so this symbol represents variable, right, in Perl. To avoid that condition, just need to include this backslash character, escape sequence character before your variable name here. So if you delete this one, what will happen? It will check. So after change the modifications in our code, try to execute. See here, try to execute the code here. So here, see, then the third line, it will get negon colon negon. Here the reason is very simple. The reason is very simple because why? Because see here I am not including any escape sequence character. Now it will treat it as a variable value. So this dollar of name variable value will be negon. That's why the answer will be displayed negon colon negon. If you want to display like dollar of name is equal to negon, just include slash of dollar here, slash of dollar name. So this slash represents escape sequence characters. So up to here, we just concluded. So in the next example, again, I choose to assign a variable. The name itself will be dollar of say. The name itself will be the dollar say. I like to watch within the double quotes. I want to print The Walking Dead. So this is the movie name. I think so. So in order to watch this Walking Dead movie, so I used to print this sentence with some double quote sections. So how to get double quotes? This double quotes and this starting double quote and the ending double quote will represent the whole string, which assigns either within a single quotes or a double quote. The variable can be assigned either single quotes or double quotes. So now here the whole content will be displayed within double quotes. So in that double quotes, I specify the specific part, The Walking Dead, again with double quotes. In order to obtain this one, use the / symbol and along with your special character. As the same way, slash along with double quotes. So this whole thing we can call it as escaping. So what we are escaping, if you are not including this slash here, the text will be ended up to here only. For that reason, in order to bring the text to The Walking Dead as in double quotes, we just use 2 slashes starting and ending of your text. So try to execute this code also. So just better go through this execution part. So see here. So the output will be, yes, the output will be, one second, Perl space escape sequence.pl here. See here, check. I do like to use, so see here, that one will be, like to use, see, 2 things are there. One is I used to print by using single quotes, and the second thing I used to in double quotes. Just now I discussed with the double quotes concept. Then afterwards I discussed with the single quotes. I like to watch see, I am highlighting with this cursor. I like to watch within the double quotes the walking code. The symbol that we are getting, the double quote that we are getting by using the backslash symbol. Okay. So now, as the same way, just try to understand the second concept. So see here, this one, this part. I am highlighting with this part. In the earlier case, I discussed this one. Now I discuss with the single quotes here. So the single quotes is also useful to represent, to assign the variable with some string or variable value. So here, that if you assign the string with the single quotes, we know how to get the values within the single quotes. Whatever written, that the same content will be displayed as it is. So see here. I do like to use backslash within the single quotes. Within the single quotes, whatever the text you are written, that text will be displayed as it is. That's the reason why the output will be displayed like this. See here. I do like to use a backslash here. See here. So this is the main difference between while you are using single quotes or double quotes in escape sequences. So now let us try to execute another one, which is so the second one will be in your screen itself. I will show you that the next thing will be. So we can replace the double quotes from here 20 lines onwards. We will discuss. We can replace the double quotes that we use to enclose the string with the double quotes or Q operator. Very simply, in place of using double quotes in printf statement, you may use double Q function in your print statement and చెప్తున్నారు. So very important. And కొన్ని programming examples lo you may get either double quotes or double Q. Double Q represents the double quotes notation, whereas single Q represents the single quote notation. The same concept and the same thing which we are related, which we are discussing earlier. In double quotes, whatever the string along with the value will be displayed, whereas if you are using wherever if you are using single quotes, the whole content will be displayed without any value. Single quotes use chesamante value can display all this same as is the print out. So let us check with the 28th line. So here I am declaring the variable name is equal to Chaitanya. So instead of using the double quotes, I am using the function called as Q function, of the predefined function, which contains. So it's same as your double quotes, whatever that you are written in double quote, the same content will be displayed here. And the double quotes ఏదైతే వర్క్ చేస్తో సేమ్ థింగ్ డబుల్ క్యూ తో కూడా చేస్తుందండి. మనం డబుల్ కోట్స్ బదులు డబుల్ క్యూ ని యూజ్ చేసాం హియర్. ఇన్ printf we are using double q here. My name is Chaitanya and I like brackets. This thing will be displayed. Whereas if you are using the single quotes, my name is, you are not displaying any Chaitanya. Why? Because the whole thing we can treat as single quotes here, right? Q1 కానీ సింగిల్ కోట్స్ అని చెప్పాను కదా. సో ఇక్కడ ఏమైనా వస్తుందంటే మై నేమ్ ఈస్ $name and I like brackets అని వస్తుంది. So let us check this output. So with the help of this execution, so if you execute the code, the name is Chaitanya and I like brackets. See here, if I use Q only, here in this case I am using double Q. If in this case I am using Q, which is very similar to single quotes. My name is $name. Here it will not return any value. Why? Because you are using the single quotes and I like brackets and along with slash n. Up to before single quotes ended వరకు ఏదైతే ఉందో అదంతా కంప్లీట్ గా డిస్ప్లే అవుతుంది, అదే డిస్ప్లే. సో నౌ ట్రై టు చెక్ ద నెక్స్ట్ లైన్ ఆఫ్ ద కోడ్. సి 39 my of dollar site which is equal to Perl tutorial /@gmail. జస్ట్ నేను ఇందాక చెప్పాను ఇక్కడ @ సింబల్ అంటే ఇట్ విల్ ట్రీట్ ఇట్ యాజ్ అనదర్ వేరియబుల్. దట్స్ వై ఇదంతా మీరు ప్రింట్ అవ్వాలంటే స్లాష్ యూజ్ చేయాలి, సేమ్ ప్రింట్. అట్లా $of my message one is equal to n. We have defined slash $of message one as n. అంటే ఇది కూడా డిస్ప్లే అవుతుంది. మీరు తీసారనుకోండి, చూడండి అది కూడా కలర్ చేంజ్ అయిందంటే ఇట్ విల్ ట్రీటెడ్ యాజ్ వాల్యూ. అంటే మీరు ఇక్కడ డిస్ప్లే చేసేటప్పుడు పైన ఏ వేరియబుల్ అయితే మీరు ఇక్కడ గ్రీన్ కలర్ ఏదైతే వాల్యూ ఉందో ఆ వాల్యూ డిస్ప్లే అయిపోతూ ఉంటుంది. ఇక్కడ డిక్లేర్ చేసింది ప్రింట్ చేస్తున్నాం. నాకు ఎలా ప్రింట్ అవ్వాలనుకుంటున్నాను, $of as the same way మనం ఫస్ట్ డిస్కస్ చేసినట్టు $of message one as n అని డిస్ప్లే అవ్వాలి as the same way. Here $of x is equal to tutorial. Okay, సో ఈ రెండిట్ల గురించి ఒకసారి మనం అవుట్పుట్ చెక్ చేసినాక then we will discuss the next one here. So you can see here the next two things we have defined Perl tutorial @gmail.com. We have defined $of_message1 as n, right? So if you are not including backslash here, automatically here also we will get anna as anna. So for that reason I am including slash here. The whole thing will be in the next case. So in the last example, in the last line of 45th line, so let us check with the 45th line. $of_x is equal to tutorial. I am assigning the string with the tutorial. Our site, just I want to print with double quotes, our site slash of Perl slash of double quotes. The whole thing will be within double quotes, provides all type of, again slash of double, and again slash of double means the value that is contained in $x here, that will be replaced by $x. Finally the output will be even our site double quotes for Perl provides all type of double quotes for tutorials. So check this code. So try to execute this code with the help of మనం ఒకసారి ఆల్రెడీ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేసేసాం కాబట్టి దాన్ని చెక్ చేయడానికి ట్రై చేద్దాము. ఓకే, అవర్ సైట్ పెరల్ డబుల్ కోట్స్ వచ్చింది చూసారమ్మా, ప్రొవైడ్స్ ఆల్ టైప్ ఆఫ్, అగైన్ double quotes for tutorial. Why? Because here I am using backslash before line of your Perl and before line of your variable printing value of the variable, and value of the variable mundu kuda nenu backslash escape sequence use chesi print cheyadam jarigindi. So for that reason the value will be obtained with the help of this concept. So this is all about your escape sequence characters. So we clearly discuss how the escape sequence characters are available in your Perl programming. So after that we have another concept which is called the Perl identifier. So you people are very much familiar about the identifiers here, which is used to identify the variable, name, function, module, class, and any other object, which is used to specify the name of a variable, the name of the variable, function, class, module, and object. For naming purpose, we are using the identifier concept for naming a variable, for naming a function, for naming a class or module or any other object. We need to specify, we need to follow the rules that are specified by the identifier of their own languages. Here see we have some specific identifier rules are there, whereas in C++ or Java also, here itself also in Perl also, each and every variable must be declared before with this must and should follow the identifier rules here. Any variable, any function or any class or any module or any object, those identifiers must and should starts with either $ symbol, symbol, or percentage symbol followed by 0 or more letters, underscore, and digits. You should not start with a number. The same identifier rules will also applicable here also. So you need to remember one thing: whenever you are naming a variable, or whenever you are naming a function, or naming a class, or naming a module, or naming an object, you must and should follow the rules of your identifier. The must and should, any variable must and should starts with either $ symbol, symbol, or percentage symbol, along with some zeros or characters or underscores and the digits. It should not start with the digits. So the same rules what we are learned in the previous programming languages, those rules will also applicable here itself also. And one more thing here also is it does not allow any punctuational characters within the identifiers, and it's a case sensitive programming. Here better try to understand this example here: manpower and manpower. Here M is capital and here M is small. These two are considered as two different variables in Perl programming. Why? Because it's a case sensitive programming language. You should specify whatever the variable name you are declaring, that variable name is to be used while writing your programs. Better try to remember it's a case sensitive programming. Whatever the variable you are declaring, those variable name itself is to be used while writing your Perl programs. So this is the concept, the basic concept about comments and escape sequence characters. Now after that we started with another one which is called as data types. So what are the data types that are available in your Perl programming? Is there any data types are available in Perl programming? If it is there, what are the different kinds of data types are there in Perl programming, and how to declare a variable? What are the purpose of using different types of variables are available in your Perl? Those things will be discussed in this session. So up to now, we learn about the basic concept, how to create a Perl, how to execute a Perl, how to write your programs in Perl, and what are the predefined functions are there in order to write any Perl program. So up to now, we started those things and we completed those things. Now in this session, we started with what are the data types? What are the data types are available in Perl programming, and what are the variables and how the variables are declared and how the variables are used while writing our Perl programming. Those things will be discussed in this session. Now it starts with the Perl data type. Say it's a Perl language is a loosely typed language. Does not contain, you need not specify any kind of data types here like int, character, float, string, so and so. It automatically treat it itself. Interpreter itself it chooses the set of data type what you are specifying. But whatever the variable that you are declaring in Perl, those variables can be classified into three different types data types, which is called as scalar, arrays, and hashes. So very simply, just now we learn about all those things here. So if you are using the variable before the symbol color as dollar symbol, so up to now the examples will be discussing with the dollar symbol only itself. Whenever you are appeared dollar of variable name, then that variable comes under scalar data type. That variables comes under scalar data types. Wherever when the variable preceded by @ symbol here, @ symbol, when that variable is called as array variable and its type is arrays data type. When the variable preceded by a percentage symbol, then that variable is called as hash variables, and that comes under which data type? Hashes data type. So finally, whatever the value that you are given, those values can be categorized into these three types with the help of these symbols: dollar symbol, @ symbol, percentage symbol. అంటే మనం ఏమి స్పెషల్ గా స్పెసిఫిక్ గా వేరియబుల్ ని డిక్లేర్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు you will not mention anything about like integer, character, float. If you specify dollar symbol only, it comes under some types, ante numeric, floating pointer, strings, addresses. So these scalar data types can hold either number, address, or a string or a floating point number. For suppose if dollar of x is equal to 20.0 అని ఇచ్చారండి. So now check with some examples. So I will explain. So here this one. So try to take this example only. Take this example only. Dollar of str which is equal to, or otherwise you may choose any another example which is very similar to your variable. So I choose any one of the example here. See here. See this is a better example to understand what is the scalar data. So if I declare a variable with the name age preceded by the dollar symbol, here whenever the dollar symbol is appear, which comes under which kind of variable? Scalar variable. These scalar variables can hold the which kind of data types like integers, string, and floating numbers, as well as addresses. So whatever you are not specifying any integer, character, float here, just you are specifying one thing. What is that one? Specify the name of the variable and which is assigned to some particular numerical value. Whenever you are assigning the numerical value, numerical assignment, please clearly consider it as a scalar data type. This scalar data type can hold numbers, which consists of strings along with floating values. అంటే మనం ఈ 3 different kind of data types ని మీరు అంటే వేరియబుల్ టైప్స్ ని మనం ఒకే ఒక వేరియబుల్ లో ఇనిషియలైజ్ చేయొచ్చు, అసైన్ చేసుకోవచ్చు, డిక్లేర్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఏంటంటే స్కాలర్ డేటా టైప్. So how to represent scalar data type is just which preceded with the dollar symbol. Whenever you are appearing with the dollar symbol, then that data type, that variable is called as a scalar variable, which comes under what data type? Scalar data type. Scalar data type లో ఎటువంటి ఎలిమెంట్స్ ని యాక్సెప్ట్ చేస్తుంది అంటే it accepts numerics, string, and floating point numbers. సో అట్లనే నేను ఇక్కడ ప్రింట్ చేయడం జరిగింది. సో హియర్ ఆల్సో హియర్ itself also I can specify one type of data type is a scalar data type, and another type is the arrays, and the third type is hashes. So those things will be clearly, we have for each and every data type it consists of one class. You have so many different set of things are needed to discuss about these different data types. So just specify what is meant by data type, and how this interpreter itself chooses the data type, and what are the element that comes under the scalar data type. These are the elements, numbers, references, addresses, variables, or a string or a floating point number. These numbers which comes under the scalar data type. So as the same way arrays, the representation of scalar will be what? Simply $. The representation of array simply with @. The representation of hash simply represents with %. Whenever the variable appear with this symbol, you can understand it consists of what kind of data type. Specifies the hashes data types, or it specifies the array data type, or it specifies the scalar data type. In scalar data type, it contains either a number, a string, or a floating point, or a reference variable. So atlane manam array anagane, so you know the array with a similar index, and the list of elements represent cheyadaniki the starting will be the 0, and index will be the 0, and the last index will be the n-1. Here hashes నేను ఆల్రెడీ ప్రూవ్ చెప్పినప్పుడు అసోసియేటివ్ అరే అని చెప్తాను చూసారా, ద సేమ్ కాన్సెప్ట్ అండ్ కీస్ అలాంగ్ విత్ వాల్యూస్ తో మనం ఏదైనా రిప్రజెంట్ చేయగలిగితే దట్ ద డేటా టైప్ ఇస్ కమ్స్ అండర్ హ్యాషెస్ అని చెప్పొచ్చు. హియర్ ద రిప్రజెంటేషన్ విల్ బి విత్ ఇన్ పర్సంటేజ్ సింబల్. హియర్ కీ అలాంగ్ విత్ పెయిర్, ఇక్కడ హ్యాషెస్ ని పర్సంటేజ్ సింబల్ తో రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తాము. అక్కడ మనం డబుల్ మన యారో మార్క్ యూస్ చేసాము, ఇక్కడ హ్యాష్ ని పర్సంటేజ్ సింబల్ తో రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తాం. అక్కడ మనం అసోసియేటివ్ అని పిలిచాము రూబీలో, ఇక్కడ మనం హ్యాషెస్ ని పిలవచ్చు. So these things will be clearly discussed one after another. Don't bother about that one. So now here you need to specify the scalar constants. Here with two type of scalar literals are there. One is numerical literals, Perl scalar literals here, numeric literals and string literals. Numeric literals consists of only simple thing. ఏమేమి ఉంటాయి అంటే ఇంటిజర్స్ ఉంటాయి. సో అంటే న్యూమరికల్ వాల్యూస్ కి సంబంధించి చాలా రకాలు ఉన్నాయి కదా న్యూమరిక్స్ లో. అంటే ఇంటిజర్స్ ఉంటాయి, ఫ్లోటింగ్ పాయింట్స్ ఉంటాయి, సైంటిఫిక్ నోటేషన్స్ ఉంటుంది, అట్లానే ఆక్టల్ నెంబర్స్ ఉంటాయి, హెక్సాడెసిమల్ నెంబర్స్ ఉంటాయి, బైనరీ నెంబర్స్ ఉంటాయి, లార్జ్ నెంబర్ ని మనం రిప్రజెంట్ చేయొచ్చు. సో మరి అన్ని కూడా స్కాలర్ డేటా టైప్ కిందకి వస్తాయంటే డెఫినెట్ గా వస్తాయని చెప్పాలి. So see here they are specifying the numeric literals with some formats. If you are representing the elements like 5 to 22, 32, 5 to 56, then the type is called as integer numeric literals and పిలవాలి. Floating point at the floating point literals. If you are representing with the e, స్మాల్ ఈ కావచ్చు, క్యాపిటల్ ఈతో కాదు, ఈ వేస్ లో మీరు రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తే దోస్ వాల్యూస్ కమ్స్ అండర్ సైంటిఫిక్ నోటేషన్స్ అని చెప్తాము. సో ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ ద వాల్యూ విల్ బి రిప్రజెంటెడ్ విత్ ది హెల్ప్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ అండర్ స్కోర్ సింబల్ ఇచ్చి మీరు డిఫరెన్షియేషన్ కామాతో మనం రిప్రజెంట్ చేయకూడదండి ఇక్కడ. ఇట్లా చేస్తే దెన్ ద నెంబర్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ ద లార్జ్ నెంబర్. జీరోస్ అండ్ 1 రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తే ఇట్స్ కన్సిస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద బైనరీ నెంబర్. దీస్ ఆల్సో కమ్స్ అండర్ ది స్కాలార్ న్యూమరిక్ టైప్ కిందకే వస్తాయి. ఒక నెంబర్ ముందు 0 ప్రిసీడింగ్ తో స్టార్ట్ చేస్తే దెన్ ఇట్ కమ్స్ అండర్ ఆక్టల్ రిప్రజెంటేషన్. అంటే 0 to 8 లో మనం రిప్రజెంట్ చేయగలిగితే దెన్ దట్ వాల్యూ విల్ బి ద ఆక్టల్ రిప్రజెంటేషన్. హెక్సాడెసిమల్ నెంబర్, సో యు నో ఆల్ అబౌట్ ద హెక్సాడెసిమల్ నెంబర్స్. A నుంచి F దాకా ఉంటాయి. 0 to 15 తర్వాత బేస్ 16 తో మనం ఏదైతే వాల్యూని తీసుకుంటామో అక్కడ నుంచి 0 to 9, 10 నుంచి A B C D E F కింద తీసుకుంటాం. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 అండి. అంటే 0 నుంచి 9 కి 10, ఈ 5, 15, ఈ 5 అంటే మొత్తం 16 డిజిట్స్ ని మనం ఈ రిప్రజెంటేషన్ లో చేయగలిగితే హెక్సాడెసిమల్ నెంబర్ అంటారు. యూ వెరీ వెల్ నోన్ అబౌట్ ద హెక్సాడెసిమల్ నెంబర్. హెక్సాడెసిమల్ నెంబర్, ఆ నెంబర్ ని మనం 16 తో డివిజిబుల్ చేసినప్పుడు మనకి 9 తర్వాత ఏది వచ్చినా కూడా మన రిప్రజెంటేషన్ 10 అయితే ఏ అని రాస్తాము, 11 అయితే బి అని రాస్తాము. అలా రిప్రజెంట్ చేసి రాయగలిగితే దెన్ దట్ నెంబర్ విల్ బి ద హెక్సాడెసిమల్ రిప్రజెంటేషన్ చెప్తాం. సో ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే మనం ఇక్కడ కామాస్ ఆర్ నాట్ అలౌడ్ వైడ్ యూ రిప్రజెంట్ యువర్ లార్జ్ నెంబర్స్ అండి. ఒక మెయిన్ థింగ్ ఏంటంటే, సో ఇప్పుడు 5,54,963 రూపీస్ అని మీరు రాయాలనుకోండి, హియర్ విల్ నాట్ టేక్ ఇట్ యాజ్ కామా హియర్. సో ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ కామా హియర్ వీఆర్ యూజింగ్ అండర్ స్కోర్ సింబల్ యూజ్ చేసి మనం మనకు లార్జ్ నెంబర్ ని రిప్రజెంట్ చేయొచ్చు. సో దీస్ ఆల్ కమ్స్ అండర్ ది న్యూమరిక్ లిటరల్స్. వేర్ ఆర్ ద స్ట్రింగ్ లిటరల్స్ అంటే మనకు తెలుసు, either the string can be represented either by using the single quotes or double quotes. ఆ పర్పస్ ఎలా యూజ్ చేస్తాం అనేది మనం జస్ట్ ఇందాక క్లాస్ లోనే మనం డిస్కస్ చేసాం. సో ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ రిప్రజెంటెడ్ బై యూజింగ్ సింగిల్ కోట్స్ అయితే ఎలా జరుగుద్ది, బై యూజింగ్ డబుల్ కోట్స్ అయితే ఏ రకంగా చేస్తాము అనేది. సో వి క్లియర్లీ అండర్స్టాండ్ సో ఏ రకంగా చేస్తాము ఏంటి అనేది మనం చూసాం. సో హియర్ ఎస్కేప్ సీక్వెన్స్ క్యారెక్టర్స్ అన్నాం కదండి, ఇక్కడే వస్తాయి చూడండి. ఎస్కేప్ సీక్వెన్సెస్ ఇన్ స్ట్రింగ్ లిటరల్స్. మనం ఒక స్ట్రింగ్ ప్రింట్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు యూ మే యూజ్ డిఫరెంట్ కైండ్స్ ఆఫ్ ఎస్కేప్ సీక్వెన్సెస్ హియర్. సో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ స్లాష్ n which means న్యూ లైన్ క్యారెక్టర్, స్లాష్ ఆర్, స్లాష్ టీ, స్లాష్ వి, హారిజంటల్ ట్యాబ్, వెర్టికల్ ట్యాబ్, ఒక అలర్ట్ లాంటిది ఏమైనా రావాలి మీ స్ట్రింగ్ తో పాటు ఉంటే స్లాష్ ఏ అని. మీకు మన టెక్స్ట్ మన స్ట్రింగ్ దగ్గర ఏదైతే ఉందో స్ట్రింగ్ లో సడన్ గా ఒక క్యారెక్టర్ అప్పర్ కేస్ లోకి ఒక క్యారెక్టర్ లోవర్ కేస్ లోకి డిస్ప్లే చేయాలంటే సి లైక్ హియర్ స్లాష్ యూ అండ్ క్యాపిటల్ స్లాష్ యూ, స్మాల్ స్లాష్ యూ డిఫరెన్స్ ఉందండి. చేంజ్ నెక్స్ట్ క్యారెక్టర్ టు అప్పర్ కేస్, చేంజ్ ఆల్ ద ఫాలోయింగ్ క్యారెక్టర్స్ టు అప్పర్ కేస్. అలాగే స్లాష్ ఎల్ అండ్ స్లాష్ క్యాపిటల్ ఎల్ ఆక్టల్ లో రిప్రజెంట్ చేయాలన్నా, హెక్సాడెసిమల్ లో రిప్రజెంట్ చేయాలన్నా, సింగిల్ కోట్స్ లో మెన్షన్ చేయాలన్నా. సో దీస్ ఆర్ ద ఎస్కేప్ సీక్వెన్స్ క్యారెక్టర్స్ ఇన్ స్ట్రింగ్ లెటర్స్. ఇవే మనం దాన్ని యూజ్ చేసాం చూసారా. ఓకే, దీనికి సంబంధించిన ఒక ఎగ్జాంపుల్ కూడా we have one example which related to your this string literals here. So just try to check one thing here. So this is the example. So either the string can be represented, string literals can be represented either by using what, single quotes or double quotes అని చెప్తున్నాం. డబుల్ కోట్స్ లో నా ఒక కంటెంట్ నేను రిప్రజెంట్ చేసినప్పుడు ఇన్ బిట్వీన్ ద స్ట్రింగ్ లిటరల్, సో ఇదంతా స్ట్రింగ్ లిటరల్ అండి. In between the string letters, I may have use of escape sequences. Escape sequences characters అంటే చాలా ఉన్నాయని చెప్తున్నాం. స్లాష్ n, స్లాష్ టీ, స్లాష్ వి, స్లాష్ యూ, క్యాపిటల్ స్లాష్ యూ, స్మాల్ స్లాష్ ఎల్ అండ్ స్లాష్ క్యూ అండ్ సో అండ్ సో చాలా థింగ్స్ ఉన్నాయి కదా. సో దోస్ ఎస్కేప్ సీక్వెన్సెస్ హ్యాస్ టు బి యూజ్డ్ ఇన్ బిట్వీన్ ద స్ట్రింగ్ లిటరల్. దీని మొత్తాన్ని మనం స్ట్రింగ్ లిటరల్ అని పిలవాలి. హియర్ స్లాష్ n is nothing but న్యూ లైన్ క్యారెక్టర్. అంటే అవుట్పుట్ ఎలా డిస్ప్లే అవుతుంటే వెల్కమ్ టు కింద లైన్ లో perl-script.com అని వస్తుంది. అట్లానే సింగిల్ కోట్స్ లో మీరు ఏదన్నా ఎస్కేప్ సీక్వెన్స్ క్యారెక్టర్ యూజ్ చేసినా నో ఇంటర్పోలేటేషన్ ఉంటుంది, ఎటువంటి యూజ్ ఏమి ఉండదు, యాజ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ అలాగే డిస్ప్లే అవుతుంది. ఆల్రెడీ మనం డిస్కస్ చేసాం. సో అలాగే ఓన్లీ డబ్ల్యూ విల్ బికమ్ అప్పర్ కేస్. అంటే ఇక్కడ వెల్కమ్ టు perl-script.com లో కేవలం డబ్ల్యూ మాత్రమే నాకు క్యాపిటల్ లో రావాలంటే స్మాల్ యూ యూజ్ చేయాలి. మొత్తం హోల్ లైన్ బికమ్ ద క్యాపిటల్ యూ అవ్వాలంటే క్యాపిటల్ యూ. ఇందాక మీకు చూపించాను జస్ట్. Okay, you complete the whole string will contains the capital letters. A portion of line will become capital ante chudandi Perl script and /of e.com ante akkada varaku maatram. అట్లానే ఇంక్లూడింగ్ స్పేసెస్ తో పాటు మీకు ఏమన్నా డిస్ప్లే అవ్వాలి // నాన్ ఆల్ఫా న్యూమరిక్ ఇంక్లూడింగ్ స్పేసెస్. అంటే ఎక్కడైతే స్పేసెస్ వస్తాయో, బ్యాక్ స్పేసెస్ ఎక్కడైతే వస్తాయో అక్కడ // యాడ్ అవుతూ ఉంటుంది అనమాట. అంటే ఇక్కడ వెల్కమ్ టు స్లాష్ వస్తుంది, 2 తర్వాత స్లాష్ రావడం జరుగుతుంది, పర్ల్ స్క్రిప్ట్ తర్వాత స్లాష్ రావడం జరుగుతుంది. సో దానికోసం ఇక్కడ మన స్లాష్ క్యాపిటల్ యూ యూజ్ చేయాలండి. సో అదే యూజ్ చేసాం. ట్రై టు ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ దిస్ కోడ్. సో జస్ట్ విత్ ది హెల్ప్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ మన perl command prompt here. So the name of this one is string literal. So try to execute. This code will be the string literal here, string literal.pl. See, this is the output what I am getting after executing this one. So try to choose. So this is the code that we are written in Perl concept with the help of string literals. In between escape sequences characters are there. This is the first one will be the slash n. See the output here is, check the output here is, see welcome to, it will get the next line perl-script.com. Why? Because I am using /n here. So try to over check this one. Welcome to, here I am using the /n, after that perl-script.com. So the whole string can be represented in 2 lines. So here check welcome to perl-script.com. As the same way, if I am using the single line interpolation is not possible. So here if I am using the single quotes here, it will not escaping any characters. Then the output will be welcome to /n of perl-script.com. As the same way, in the 10th line, /u, only the first character will becomes the uppercase. See here, W will becomes the capital case. If you are using capital U here, then the whole string will becomes capital letters. Welcome to perl-script.com. See, I am highlighting with some specific line here. So welcome to Perl script. Whereas in the next one, so welcome to /u Perl script up to here, up starting Perl script from this part only contains the capital letters. See this here. So welcome to perlscript.com. Those things will become capital letters. At the end of the line, I am using capital U / capital U, which is all numeric including spaces. Whenever the spaces appear, that space used to be replaced with the backslash here. Welcome to / perlscript / family. See here, the output will be welcome / perlscript / yes / whenever I am giving the backspace, that backspace is replaced by backslash character with the help of escaping sequence character /capital Q. So this is the example which is related to your what string literals. So up to now we are discussing. Once again, I just go through the discussing part. So what is meant by that here? Is there any data types you need to be mentioned in Perl? No need to mention any kind of data types here. Why? Because it is a loosely typed language. The Perl interpreter itself chooses the data type. That is the most important point here. The Perl interpreter itself chooses the data type. It automatically chooses the what type of value that you are given. That value is to be considered as 3 different sets of data types are available in Perl, which is scalars, arrays, and hashes, with the help of your preceded symbol before your variable name. If you are giving dollar, then the data type, the variable automatically treats as scalar data type. If you are using @ symbol, that variable automatically treats as array data type. If you are using percentage symbol, that variable automatically treat it as hashes. So here the scalar data type, what are the different values that are acceptable by the scalar data type is numbers, floating points, strings, addresses of a variable like references. Addresses of variable is nothing but like references. If you are using, the values will be represented with the help of list concept, then that type of data type comes under arrays. If you are using the keys along with the value pair concept, then that variables comes under the hashes data types. Now in these sessions I am discussing about the scalar. What are the scalar literals? Are there numeric literals and string literals? What kind of numeric values is to be represented while you are using the dollar symbol? The dollar of variable name, which is equal to, it will accept these type of literals here. ఇక్కడ మీరు రిప్రజెంట్ చేసే ఏ లిటరల్ అయినా కూడా ఇంటిజర్ న్యూమరిక్ లిటరల్స్ కిందే మీకు కన్సిడర్ చేస్తే దీస్ కమ్స్ అండర్ స్కాలార్ డేటా టైప్స్ కిందకి రావడం జరుగుతుంది. సో యాజ్ ద సేమ్ వే స్ట్రింగ్ లిటరల్స్ అంటే డబుల్ కోట్స్ అండ్ సింగిల్ కోట్స్. ఇన్ దట్ వీఆర్ యూజింగ్ ఎస్కేప్ సీక్వెన్సెస్ ఇన్ స్ట్రింగ్ లెటర్స్. సో మెనీ ఎస్కేప్ సీక్వెన్సెస్ ఆర్ దేర్ ఇన్ ఆర్డర్ టు రిప్రజెంట్ escape sequences characters. So and along with some examples. So I just discussing the basic concept about the data types about your Perl. Now actually we started with the how to represent the variables in Perl. So finally we don't need to specify any data types here. We need to specify 3 different symbols. One is $, %. Try to remember these 3 symbols, very important. $, %. If you are represented by using the dollar symbol, then that type of data type comes under scalar data type variables. If you are represented the variable with @ symbol, then the type of data type comes under array variables. Whereas if the variable name is represented with the help of preceded by the % symbol, then comes under the hash data type, and it holds keys along with pairs. So finally, what is the syntax for creating a variable? So that is very important thing. So how to create a variable in Perl? So we know already, we discussed some examples. Then you can understand how this is the variable $of name, which is equal to X. So now here X is the value, and $of X name will be the variable name here. So why we include $, @ and %? Now you will clearly understand. So here, variable is generally, you know the concept about the variable here. What is the purpose of using variable in your code here? So variable is used to store some value, particularly some value throughout the program. Whenever the program is executed, the variable is created and reserved some space. Each and every time when the variable value is assigned to some particular value, it overrides the particular variable with respect to the particular value. So how to declare a variable? So in order to declare a variable in your program, you need to specify any of the data types here, like $, or @ or %. Based upon your representation, you need to specify the variable name preceded with 3 different symbols. You may include dollar or at the rate or percentage or 3 at a time, no problem. So you may use 3 different data types at a single program. Also, it will consider, or you may use only single variable also, it may consider. So here the syntax for representation of a, see here I am typing here, syntax of representation of a variable in Perl itself will be like this: variable name which is equal to some value. So this is how to create a variable. So any one of the types or 3 types at a same time. So that is up to you only while you write your program. So better try to choose the syntax which is like this one. So see here, dollar at the rate percentage of variable name. Here that variable name is based on the Perl identifier only. So you may write your variable name starts with character, underscore does not starts with number. So after character you may proceed along with the number also. The same identifier rules will also applicable in Perl programming also. It's a case sensitive. Whatever you are written in capital letters, though capital letter name only useful while using your variable in your program. So this is the actual way of representing your variable. So here how to declare a variable. So in order to declare a variable, the equal to sign is used to assign a values to a variable. So you just assign a value to a variable. So whatever the value you needed, that values to be assigned with the help of assignment operator along with the right side along with your type of your variable. So here dollar represents what? Scalar variable, scalar data type, dollar of scalar. It considers what kind of variables. It may contain string, it may contain string, it may contain floating number, it may contain only numeric values, and it may contain scientific values, scientific notations. So just now we discussed numeric literals ఏదైతే ఉన్నాయో అన్ని కూడా మనకి స్కేలార్ డేటా టైప్ లో యూస్ చేసుకోవచ్చు అండి. బేస్డ్ అపాన్ యువర్ కాన్సెప్ట్ యూ మే యూజ్ either at the same program you may use scalar along with arrays, along with hashes also you may represent your program, or if you want to use only the scalar variables only, you can use the scalar variable. So this is how to declare a variable and how to create a variable in your scalar. So it's a very simple thing. Creating a variable, it does not need to specify any kind of data type here. You just use preceded by data type variable name which is equal to some value. So here in this example, just I am assigning the integer, I am assigning the float, character, and I am assigning the floating. These 3 comes under the scalar data type. For that reason I am using dollar symbol before the variable name. Why? Because here these 3 comes under the static data type. So the static type data type can be represented by using this symbol, dollar symbol. This is the name of the variable. So this is how to represent your creating your variable in your code. So here, and one more thing, keep a note that is mandatory to declare a variable before we use strict statement in our program. So already we discussed, if you are using use strict at the second line after the shebang, you must need to specify whether the variable is applicable to local variable or global variable. If you are using the use strict, then the variable must be preceded with one keyword which is called as my keyword. Okay. సో మై కీవర్డ్ యూస్ చేసి మనం చేస్తామని చెప్తున్నారు. సో ఈ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఐ విల్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ ఇన్ ద నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్ ఆన్ ట్యూస్డే. అక్కడ మనం డిస్కస్ చేద్దాం. సో ఆల్రెడీ టైమ్ ఈజ్ ఓవర్. సో ద రిమైనింగ్ థింగ్స్ విచ్ మే హ్యావ్ సమ్ స్పెసిఫిక్ థింగ్స్ అబౌట్ ద స్కాలార్ డేటా టైప్ అనేవి కొన్ని ఉన్నాయి. సో దోస్ థింగ్స్ విల్ బి డిస్కస్డ్ ఇన్ ద కమింగ్ క్లాసెస్. థ్యాంక్ యూ ఫర్ దిస్ సెక్షన్.